Areas full of hunchbacks, bitch, just keep a bitchin'. Clap just keeps a itchin'. Ain't no use in playing, that's the way staying, baby. Johnny is so crazy, Johnny's got a knife for the needle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get your rock star honey. Check 'em out now, get 'em up downtown. Get your rock star honey. Check 'em out now, get 'em up downtown. Creeps to keep it crawling, drugs to keep it falling, teasers keep it teasing, holy Joe's a preaching, cops to keep it busting, hustlers keep it hustling, death that keeps it knocking, souls are up for auction, ain't no use in playing, that's the way it's staying, baby. Johnny is so crazy, Tom's got a knife for the lady. Get your rock star honey. Check 'em out now, get 'em up downtown. Get your rock star honey. Check 'em out now, get 'em up downtown. Get your rock star honey. Shaking now, get 'em up downtown. Get your rock star honey. Shaking now, get 'em up downtown. Get your rock star honey. Shaking now, get 'em up downtown. Get your rock star honey.
Welcome to the live LUF Lounge, guys.
Welcome, everyone at home. Welcome to our lounge.
Do you know, we are getting bigger and bigger, aren't we? The screen is just getting full of people from the community who want to come on and share their experiences and their stories. We've got musicians, we've got community activists, we have got a top lineup tonight. So I was just thinking, we're about 15, 16 weeks in.
We're right in, aren't we? We're
still unpredictable. We still don't get it flowing.
But I don't think we ever should.
Okay.
That's been feedback I've had, that we are unpredictable, authentic and interesting. So I don't ever want to become uninteresting and predictable. Do you?
I don't think anybody will ever be able to describe you as boring, darling.
I like your hair. You got a haircut. All the lads have had the haircut today. It was a call to my friend in the hairdressers, because I know they're all back open now. I said, can you cut the lads' hair? So there was like 5 family members tipped up to the hairdressers.
That was a right Famalam.
A Famalam hairdo
yeah,
day.
It was a firm of us. And they all had the masks on, didn't they? It's weird. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
You know, we're coming out of lockdown a little bit, but we've still got to be really mindful that it's not gone anywhere, has it?
No, but I'm gutted because apparently, ladies, the brow bars don't open till the 1st of August. So we need to get our bobbles out and just put them in like that at the side of our eyebrows, you know, because they're like really growing. I'll have no eyes left. My eyebrows have gone that long.
I think you look beautiful with eyebrows or without them.
Thank you,
it's a personality that I'm attracted to, babe. Yeah. Is there anyone else with us? Because it just seems very quiet tonight.
Yeah, well, we need to inject a bit of life.
Popping off all over the show.
So this is Peter Yarwood.
Hi.
Right, Pete.
Beautiful Emma Daggers.
Okay.
The speaker, teacher, preacher. and we've got a whole lineup of people.
Of beautiful people for you tonight. So let's get into the guys and see where they're from.
Okay.
Dead quick.
So I'm just going to pick on men here.
Baz.
Boz.
Boz, yeah, Boz.
Billy,
I'm using my laptop, you see, so it's kind of like it's not got my proper name on.
Welcome.
You are welcome, and I've been watching you on Facebook, and I've been mesmerised at your press ups to the point where I've been saying to Emma, look, there's something about what he's doing that's just fantastic. Look, his hair's even turning brown. It might be man.
Oh, man.
See, makes you look younger. Keep fit makes you look younger.
Give us a quick, like.
Look at that.
Oh, that is so cute.
Hey, it's not cute.
A front piece. I need one.
It's a nightmare.
Billy,
I like your front piece, Billy.
Thank you.
It's good to have men here in the house.
So tonight's show is all about community.
Yeah.
And that's our value, community.
Yeah.
And Billy and some of the other guys are going to talk to us about some of the initiatives that are going on in the community. So in terms of our value, this is what community means to us. So connecting people together to make recovery a reality for the whole community, caring about and offering support and friendship to people throughout their recovery journey. Being open and honest with people and supporting them in being open and honest. Sometimes that's hard to do if you've had a kicking, being open with someone and honest about where you're at. You've got to be brave enough to be vulnerable. And I know I'm fortunate that I've got a top team wrapped around me where I can get vulnerable. And I did the other day. And I'm fortunate for that. Connecting people together who share a passion and belief in recovery, reaching out to every community to raise awareness of addiction and recovery, building capacity in communities and families to support sustainable recovery and lasting change. That's what it means to us, the value.
Yeah, I've just got one to add to that as well. So what stands out for me is that our drug using community isn't in there as well, because we don't, you don't have to be all shiny and clean to get involved with us. You know, we love you and meet you where you're at. So if you are currently using or you are currently, you know, active, that you can still get involved with us. We've still got a seat around the table and we welcome you with open arms and love you.
Shout out to, you know, I think there's an organisation called MEME, and it's about making every adult matter. And I was having a conversation with a chap who was doing some research, and he was saying, so Pete, is it one recovery community or is there many communities? And it's just a really interesting question, isn't it? There's many like subcultures and subsections, isn't there? But I think the Lancashire User Forum represents something that includes everyone.
It's a space, isn't it?
Yeah,
the Lancashire User Forum is a space for everybody. You know, whether you are currently using, whether you are in abstinent-based recovery, whether you are a member of the community or a family member. I have come into contact this week with so many people. I can't categorise them all. So everyone belongs. Take your hat off, your corporate hat off, and come in as a person. People.
Yeah.
It's about people.
It's about people. That's right. I love you.
Oh,
You're my favourite person.
Am I?
Yeah, you are. Absolutely.
Oh.
So, Purple Rooms are in the house.
Yes, guys.
Shout out to the Purple Rooms. Just let me show you something.
Hello.
Hey
guys, you okay?
Yes, rooms. Yes, Purple Rooms in the house. How are you?
I'm good.
You all right, mate?
Yeah.
Good to see you on screen.
So we have got your very own laptop, what is going to be winging its way to you guys. I know
Dropped
tonight,
off by me, that means.
I know tonight you've got some of our team down there facilitating you into this. So
yes,
that's the big black hand. Just I think you know, Mick Fleming come up and he stepped up last week and made a donation. So there's going to be a few more laptops winging its way around various emergency accommodation in Lancashire. So everybody has an
am I okay to share like my life story at some point?
Yeah, but we also need in them places where you are there in the rooms, we need, you know, leaders to emerge to take responsibility, because, you know, that's I'm saying my laptop that I'm handing over. So we need you to like step up and sign it in and sign it out and teach the other guys coming in as well how to do that, you know, because one of our values is respect. And we drive that forward. So welcome, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
What was your question?
So
Do you want to share your life story?
Yeah, basically it's just what's gone on really and how I've become the way I am, and you know, just stuff like that.
Well, stories are really powerful, and that's exactly why we want to facilitate your access to this space. So we'll go around the introductions. We've got a bit of an agenda, and we'll come back to you if that's okay. And we have got Neil Harrison Scott. Me and Neil Harrison Scott go way back, man.
Welcome, Neil.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, Pete, me and you we was locked up together, weren't we? On a recovery wing.
Nobody knows about me past.
I'll tell everyone, mate.
So, weren't we was, you know, beautiful experience being locked up in a therapeutic community where I learned to like see some of the behaviours that I had and how they impacted on other people.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. I learned a lot about myself. Like you said, I learned a lot about myself. I made a lot of mistakes afterwards, but it planted the seed for me. So it kept me, even though I was using for years after. I still, it was a help because I knew better. I knew I could do it. I knew I could stay clean, and I was happy. I was there 15 months clean, and it was I remember it. It was brilliant, but I didn't put my all into it. I was doing it. I weren't doing it for myself, and that's where I went wrong. Yeah.
Oh, well, word.
You're
Neil.
back tonight. You're going to play some music for us. That's right.
Yeah, I'm going to do a song and a little story on why I wrote the song. It's a big part of my recovery. Okay. I'll tell you a bit about my past and hopefully to give a message of hope to someone new or someone still using.
Yes.
That's the main thing for me.
Brilliant. So I'm just going to say to Glenn and Lindsay, hi, my wing commander, and Lindsay, the like and share up.
Thank you.
Hey,
Am I doing an introduction?
Yes.
I am Lindsay. I am a lead volunteer in the North and an advocate of the Lancashire Users Forum. And the reason I'm looking down is I'm looking through your guys' comments and shout outs. So get your questions in. Don't forget to like and share, but I'm not being rude. I'm just not as professional as Glenn. So I'm looking down a lot at my bits of paper. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Well, just to make everyone aware, I'm not professional. But yeah.
Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm Glenn. I work for Red Rose Recovery, and I'm an advocate of the Lancashire User Forum. It's where I started 2-3 years ago, and it's give me purpose, belonging, and a bit of a family. So yeah, so that's why I love doing what I do. So get your questions in, and I'll try and get them across to the guests.
Awesome, guys. Can I just give a massive shout out to Roxy, Tony Lee in the house, Elaine Shaw, Timothy Daly, Dan Littlechild, yes, Jackson man. Andy Owen in the house. He's another soldier on the streets too. Glenn, yes. Lindsay, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, son.
I can't find him.
All right, it's all right. Andy Pratt in the house. Dale Water, yes, he is a smooth operator, Dale. You're right. Diane Housel, yes, Diane in the house. Radden is watching. Lorna Simpson, the one and only. Lisa Graney. And we've got a full house. We've got 72 watching. Oh, which has just gone down to 56 people watching. So if you guys like and share, and let's hope we can get a message to people still suffering out there. Amazing, guys. We love you. Okay.
Also, And also, Emma, don't forget to mention that if they do like and share, they get to enter the prize giveaway of £20 voucher. So if you don't like and share, they don't get entered, I'm afraid. So there you go.
Nice one, Glenn. So like, share, and you could win. Lenny in the house, nice one. Leanne Moore, Skems in the house, fantastic. Let's just come on to Ian, talking of Skem in the house. Hi.
Hello. How are we doing?
I'm all right, love. All the better for seeing you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I love this. This is great. This is like dead informal. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I love it. I feel really welcome and at home, so I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, man.
Nice,
you are
man.
welcome, Ian. You are welcome. Mel O'Neill's watching. Hi, Mel. Yes, Mel.
And can we move on and say hi to Peter Furlong? Peter, you are top of the agenda tonight, and I am really looking forward to hearing about the needle and syringe provision pilot. Is it a pilot or is it a scheme?
It's a scheme, yeah. So it was launched officially this week, so I can give you more details when we get to it. Yeah, really exciting.
Awesome. Do you know, Peter, you just always look so chilled. You look like he does. He's just sat looking so chilled, isn't he?
Well,
Yeah.
it's that day, innit?
You know, I just want to like really publicly give you a little bit of affirmation, because you come on our committee meetings and you know you don't take over it, but I always know if I ever need to, I can access some support, and just having you in our space. I know our guy, not just me. We all get a lot from your experience and your knowledge. So your support is really appreciated, Peter.
Oh, that's really nice. You'll have me all getting emotional now, Peter. Thank you very much. It's nice to hear nice things about you.
You're amazing. You're awesome.
And it's a privilege to be part of it. It really is. I feel privileged. I always felt privileged to come to the meetings and that 100 odd people in the room, people coming together, and it is like a level playing field. Everyone's treated equally, and that's what I love about it.
Well, you've got a lot of love coming in, Pete, and Mel can't wait to hear about what's going on. Neither can I. Mark Goynall's in the house. Hi, Mark. David Simpson, Danny Boy Thomas in the house too. Wonderful. Like and share, guys. You could win some money.
Absolutely, yeah. So where are we in the introductions? Have we
Paul?
Paul.
Yeah.
So Paul, I'm particularly in you tonight because you've got a great bit of mutual aid, a bit of an opportunity as well over in Blackpool with the FY for you. Is that right?
Yeah. It's got an exciting new project we're starting over here, so it'd be great to inform you all about that. And I'm loving the show, by the way. It's really great. Yeah, enjoying it.
Well,
thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Welcome, Paul. Welcome.
Thank you.
So have we got through
everybody? Oh, the beautiful, the one and only Mr. Fleming and Brad. Brad, what was that? Brad from the Rocky Horror Show.
Brad?
Remember Brad? Janet and Brad?
No.
Brad, do you remember Brad?
No, I don't know.
Showing my age.
We're not throwing a guilty into that. We don't have anything to do with any of that men dressing up.
Oh.
You liar!
I'm just looking at Mick when I say that, because Mick, you've been like putting wigs on this week, haven't you?
It's been emotional. It has been emotional. We've been doing the biblical giveaway, so yeah, it's called for a bit of acting. So I've had to be the host, and yeah, it's been a bit odd. It's been a bit odd.
Love your hand, Mick. I love your. You just do this all the time.
That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Do you know when you stood up in front of church and that? That's it. It's a winner. And then do that, everyone's happy. It's great. It's the biggest con in the world. I love it.
You're a way maker, Mick. You are a way maker. And do you know what? I have really enjoyed getting the answers right.
Yeah, you haven't won yet, though, have you?
No.
It's good. I've got to put them into the randomator, you see. It's very complicated.
Well.
Right, Glenn, that's what we're going to call our wheel from moving on. We're going to pinch that off, Mick. I'm going to call it the randomator.
Brilliant. And Brad, you're looking really well, man.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're just revving up the engine, ready to hit stage 2, I'm led to believe.
That's right, yeah. See, I moved in on Wednesday. Wednesday just gone, so I'm settling in. I've settled in pretty well.
So you're going to give us your our story tonight, our main story, and you're going to share a little bit about your journey so far. That's right, isn't it, Brad?
That's correct, yeah.
And it's like looking at a different person. Just
Brilliant.
you know,
beautiful.
I suppose it's evidence, really, isn't it, that you can get well with the support. More power to you, man.
Thank you.
You give me orders, Arch. Already give me orders, so I've got to sit up. Over to you. So, you know, good to have you on tonight. Really looking forward to that.
Be on.
Do you know, if there was one thing I could say I wanted to get out of this platform, it would be encouraging other leaders to step up and do it and take courage and strength from, you know, the beautiful thing what happens when we network.
Yeah.
And hopefully some of the other organisations that have to operate in a competitive capitalist market and economy have a look at the power of partnerships, and I mean true partnerships in the community where, like Mick stepped up last week, seen a need and met it.
Yes, Mick.
You know, that's real hard work, isn't it? I would love for that to happen, but sometimes the system doesn't allow it, don't enable it. We all have to live within those systems. But that would be my dream, my wish, as we come out of
you mean people?
Lockdown.
Yeah, people that say they're working in partnership actually working in partnership and not just saying it. Yeah, so would I. Absolutely.
Yeah. And we all do a little bit of that, don't we? Because we have to operate within systems. So, but I think community and strong partnerships in the community is a must. And it's things like that. What, you know, Brad, you're the next set of leaders coming through. So, you know, anything we can do to help and support,
just ask.
We're up for it.
Yeah.
So there's 65 people watching live.
Yes. Hi guys. Hello, darlings.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Hit the like and share button.
And you can win some cash.
Okay. Can we change it up a little bit tonight? Can we kick it off with Peter Furlong and the Needle Lecture, and then we'll get in with all you guys. But Peter very kindly stepped back last week because there was lots of great conversations happening.
Yeah, it did.
And I don't, you know, I want you to get top of the shop tonight. And I think the subject, what you're talking about, Peter, it's an example of innovation.
Yeah.
It is. It is. As Emma said before, I think one of the strengths of the LUF is that it's not exclusive to people who are drug free. It's meeting people where they're at and recognising that everyone's on a different part of the journey. So people who inject drugs are no different than anyone else that are on the journey. And what did Mark Gilman say once? Everyone can recover, but not everyone will.
Yeah.
And those who do recover, it's about keeping them as safe as we can while they're still in the midst of the drug use, and injecting drug users are more at risk than any other group, really. So it's what we've launched this week is a scheme called NSP Direct. So NSP stands for Needle and Syringe Programs. And it's Exchange Supplies who's the provider. They're a national provider of needle and syringe equipment. And they've launched NSP Direct, and CGL have bought into it. So basically, the basic premise is it's a postal service for people who can't leave the house, don't want to leave the house, who are stuck in the house. And basically what will be given out is codes unique to the service. So for Mel O'Neill, for Blackburn and Darwin, they'll have their own unique set of codes printed on a card, and we'll give them to a service user, do a really brief assessment, you know, letting people know what it's all about. They can then go home and log on either with a laptop or a smartphone or any internet access and create their own account with that unique code. And then they get taken to a landing page where you can pick whatever equipment they need for their injecting practice, and it's sent out to them free of charge through the post within a day or two. So it's really quite sort of modern, it's innovative. It was originally sort of developed for, so 23rd of March, we've seen a 50% reduction in people presenting to needle and syringe exchanges, either in the community via pharmacies or in CGL projects. So that's really worrying. 50% of people stop coming. So what we don't want, the biggest concern is people sharing equipment, but even reusing their own equipment can cause bacterial infections and skin and soft tissue infections and all sorts of horrible things. So exchange suppliers were quick to the mark to think of something, how can we sort of get equipment to people who maybe don't want to leave the home, and NSP Direct was created. So yeah, that's the basic premise of it really. And anyone who struggles with internet access, there is a phone number that you can ring and create your own account and just order what you need, and it'll be sent out to your home address. And that's basically it really. I don't think there's much more to say. Initially, there's going to be like a £100 limit on what you can order per order. So that's for us to like have some level of spending control. But yeah. So it might be, if people are watching who are still using injecting drugs, or might be living with someone who's an injecting drug user, or you know someone who struggles to get out and about, all the above applies, and you can just a worker will go through the account creation process with you. It's really quite simple, and I have sent Bev some of the literature that we can share on social media after this meeting if you want.
What about just a quickie that's really relevant, that's coming off Mel actually, Peter? What about collections?
So yeah, we thought about returns. So when the worker gives you the code, they'll go through the options for returns, which are basically 3 options. One, you can bring your returns back to a project when is more convenient and suitable for you. And on an NSP Direct, you can order the whole range of bins, so the small 0.2 black ones that, you know, fit in a bag, or if you want like a big 22-litre bin, you can order them as well. So you can bring them back when it's convenient for you, or you can take them to a participating pharmacy. So community pharmacies are still participating, but at much reduced rates, obviously, because, you know, it's difficult to get more people in the shop. Or you can ask your CGL service who are still doing outreach to come and pick them up, again at a time that's convenient for you. So you've got 3 options for returns really: bring them back yourself, take them to a pharmacy, or ask for an outreach collection.
Pete, I remember talking to you, it might have been you, it might have been Matt Southall, but I was so far behind the times with this issue. I was still calling it needle exchange.
Yeah.
And then someone clued me up and said, no, it's not needle exchange, because that implies to get one, you have to give one, and that's not the case. You know,
That's right. Yeah. And we still say it, people still say it, you got force of habit, but
yeah,
the NICE guidance that got released in 2009 and then updated in 2014 took the word exchange out of it totally. And there was an emphasis on people should have a new needle for every injection, and that's the aim. We know that people don't use a new needle for every injection, and that may be because for some people it costs a tenner to get in and out of town, you know what I mean, or in and out to the local place where they need to go. So we know people are still reusing equipment, and this is, the reason I think it's exciting is the first time there's been the potential for unrestricted access to clean equipment. So there should be no reason to reuse equipment, and definitely share it, obviously. So yeah, the word exchange was sort of abolished by the NICE guidance going back a bit, but people still say needle exchange out of force of habit, but there should never be an arbitrary amount on what people are given. It should be like based on the person's needs. And you will get asked for returns, but that's like a community safety issue. We don't know if you're not bringing them back, what are you doing with them, where are you taking them? And that's like a, you know, community responsibility. But it should never overrule the fact that someone comes in and hasn't got returns. They should always be given clean equipment.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, it's not. There's a lot of stigma around injecting, isn't there? And there's like, I don't know if it's just my perception or if it's a wider perception that everybody's who's injecting homeless and the kind of on the bottom rung of the ladder, but that's not the reality, is it? And some people lead busy lives and maybe don't have the time to. I mean, even in COVID-19, it's more difficult, but probably haven't got the time. This scheme provides an offer to those types of people, doesn't it? Who can just go online and access clean syringes.
Absolutely. So exchange suppliers have been posting stuff to private customers for years, and that may be people who just don't want to go into a service because of that stigma and be registered and take, give, even though you can do it anonymously, but give any details in. So if they've got a few quid, people have been using exchange suppliers postal scheme for years.
Yeah.
What this scheme does is, if you haven't got a few quid and you can't afford that, then it takes that option to you, and you can still register and get your equipment sent to you. So you haven't got to enter the service. And as I said, it's in response to COVID-19 and that reduction in people attending. But if you think of some more rural areas, I can think of like, the far end of Fleetwood, or maybe it Knott End, not easy to get to places from those locations. So it helps people who are maybe out in the sticks a little bit as well.
And also the other areas where there isn't the treatment centre, especially I'm just thinking Skem, Ian, Ormskirk and places like that, because there used to be a thing about the service users coming into the area to access groups and things like that, which is why I wondered why we never sorted anything out in the community in these rural areas. But we're in different times now anyway.
Can I ask, last week we was talking about, or it might have been the week before, just the days and weeks are just melting into each other. We was talking about privileged access and people who are really close to these communities know what's going on more so than sometimes the services, but not just the privileged access. There'll be people who are almost distributing clean syringes, but from a peer perspective. So, to say dealing houses that you can go and inject in, because we know they exist. Yeah. Will you be looking to get proactive and target some of these houses to maybe outreach and say, look, there's a new provision online. We know that you guys, are in the centre of a community with privileged access to a group of people who are probably on the radar of hepatitis C and bloodborne viruses.
Yeah, definitely. Again, the nice guidance has always supported secondary exchange. So what it's always said is it should be supported and encouraged if someone wants to take equipment for someone else, with the emphasis on trying to get that other person to present so they can have some health interventions and advice. But yeah, the power of secondary exchange is really good. I mean, it's as you said, there might be houses you can go to where you can knock on and get some equipment. We know that sort of exists within the lock zone as well. So we know that in certain locations people know where the lock zone is, so they mightn't have it themselves for whatever purposes. They don't want to carry it, they don't want to be pulled up by the police or whatever, but there is like a network out there where people know where the lock zone is. So if you can develop the same with clean equipment, then brilliant.
Having the naloxone with the equipment, even better, and having a in the community to dispense. Yeah, just a minute. Just on that, Peter, I know that they're doing Hep-C testing at pharmacies in Preston this week. So if anyone's in the house from Preston, Inspire, I'm hoping Kate Egan's watching. If you could just put in where you, I know they're going to a certain few hotspot chemists for the next 2 weeks and doing testing there in the van. I just think maybe there's conversations to have about the use of the van as well. Because for me, I think whilst we've hit COVID, outreach has been a massive part of engagement and reaching the cohort of people who aren't on the Zoom platform. And I just think with the resources that we have got access to, could we not utilise them more? Something for me around wound care, if we're talking about online needle exchange, have we got outreach, wound care? Just that's what my thinking went to when we just mentioned that then about the new NSP provision, Pete. And their conversations we can pick up during the week, I suppose.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think the other thing about it's really timely as well, because we know Blackburn with Darwin's just gone back into lockdown, hasn't it? And Pendle's on the verge of it, and they're looking at a whole host of other areas. So we haven't seen the back of this virus, even though pubs have opened, restaurants have opened.
Yeah.
I think, you know, if an area goes back into lockdown, NSP Direct's going to be really, really helpful for people who can't leave the house.
I was saying, Peter, as well this week that to target specific areas, it's not a blanket outreach, because outreaching it's intense, it takes time. You can be with a person for an hour, but the richness, the fruit that's there in that hour is amazing, where we've signposted people to this week. But I do think, like you said about Blackburn with Darwin, and I know Melanie's watching, big love, Mel. Has Blackburn with Darwin gone into lockdown again locally? Has Blackburn locked down now?
I thought it had, but maybe I've got that wrong.
Right, maybe Mel can fill us in.
Well, can I just ask a question?
Nice and politely put his hand up.
Go on, Glenn.
Well, there's a question from the community, and I think that it's a really important question. So Michael Donaghy said he's got about 6 years worth of shark boxes that he can't get rid of. So I've actually replied in the message what area he's in, but have you got any information regarding what he can do with them?
Yeah, so if he contacts his nearest service, then we can arrange for something to help him out, Glenn. So yeah, if Michael just tells us what, you can email him my email address or my phone number if you want, if that's helpful.
Okay.
And then he can contact me, and I'll advise him on the best thing to do.
So if you're still watching, Michael, if you reply which area you're in, we can get that information to you.
Hi, Stuart Carruthers, Stephen Brown's in the house, Paul Roger, and I just want to say Lee Bailey Armour, if you're watching, we all mess up, mate. We've messed up. Loads of us have messed up loads of times. I'm so glad you're watching. Big love to you, Lee. It'd be great to see you.
The comments are going.
Welcome back.
Going mental. There's so much love coming from Facebook because, guys, we like doing this to Facebook, and there's lots of people accessing support. So brilliant Beautiful. Topic.
Any questions? If any questions for Pete are coming in, just keep them coming in, put them in the comments box, and we'll get them answered to you lively.
Can we just stick on this subject, but maybe just take a bit of a pivot over to the purple rooms and see what's going on there? So I know we've got guys who are being really patient, who've waited to come in and share their experience over in the purple rooms.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, yeah.
Hiya, mate. How are you doing?
Hey, yeah, you're all right?
Yeah, you?
I saw you yesterday. I said hey to you.
I know you did. I know Andrew filled in my questionnaire. Thank you. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, I usually pop in and see Lee, and I see you every now and again. I say hey to everyone, really. But how are you doing in general?
We're all right, mate, yeah.
Depends. Right. One day we're all right, the next day we're...
And then one day, we don't even know what day it is. Ask Mick, I rang him the other day and I said, tomorrow, on Thursday, went, give yourself a slap, it's Wednesday.
I know.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Some days are harder than others, but we've got some good people wrapped around us for the difficult days. How's it over there in the purple rooms?
It's that internet. I told you we need to get him a dongle.
It's okay. It's just keeping yourself to yourself. That's the main thing, really. Keep yourself to yourself. Your happy days. like I'm a bit of a loner, so I keep myself to myself. You know what I mean? So I'm staying away from alcohol, especially of all things, and that's my biggest demon of all. But
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? Staying away from alcohol is that. I mean, they're good choices, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. Because alcohol's the worst of all, I think.
So tell them where your journey started.
Yeah, like my man said, from when it did start, it started being. I was a pisshead when I was in school. Pardon my language. Yeah, but I was bad in school when I was an alcoholic. I was an alcoholic early. So just a rebellion, a rebel when I was at the age of 14 upwards, you know, turned into a rebel. But 18 was my first jail sentence, and then in and out like a yo-yo because of the alcohol. Nothing else ever gripped me like that. Alcohol was the worst gripper. It got me. Oh, yeah, also, yeah. I mean, the alcohol led on to all kinds of stuff. It led on to, you name it. It led on to. The one thing it didn't lead on to was heroin. It never led on to that. You know, that was the main thing that I didn't abide by.
What are you hoping to? What are you hoping for your future? Where do you want to be?
I'd say tattoo artist. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got some stuff here to show you. Scott, I've got Scott with me now. He's only
my grandson's a bit of an artist. He's just drawn that picture.
Oh. How old is he to do that? How old is he?
He's 5.
Go for 5.
Yeah.
5 to do that. That's pretty. To go for 5. Trust me.
Come on, let's have a picture off. Show us yours.
Yeah. I've done these in prison, by the way. Let's say.
We're going to put you on full screen, mate.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you the best angle of it.
That's lovely, that.
Wow. That's a wow.
So you have to speak to get yourself on full screen.
And also, that's the darker version, which you can see is a better version. Also, the Angelina Jolie.
I should have asked who it was.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, should have. We know who that is, don't we? Angelina Jolie. Are we on mute?
Brilliant.
Are we on mute? No. One more thing. That one. Oh, yeah, go on. This one.
One, Dad.
Bottom left.
Tell them what it is.
That was 20 minutes. 20 minutes drawing of one of the screws just on the landing. Just drawing them as quick as I could. 20 minutes that took. That's on A-wing.
Can we just, are we all on mute? Guys, all go on mute a minute. What's your name? Purple Rooms, what's your name?
Michael Hesketh.
Michael, do me a favour, just hold your picture up to the camera again of the officer. That's amazing, but they're all amazing. But that one, I think we should bid for that.
You can see the officer now.
You see the officer? Do you want to see the officer? Right, go on mute, and then Michael, put your picture up.
You have to speak, Michael, to get the big screen.
Hey, mate. We're just on this one. Is that any good? Is that okay?
Yes.
Do you know, honestly.
Was that good, JJ? Was that good?
On it.
Hold on, he's doing a response here now. He's doing
It's
a picture off. It's a pick off.
It's a pick off.
Right, quick, show us.
Some more.
Pikachu.
Oh, Pikachu.
I'll tell you what I've got there. I've got one of them. There's a bulldog there, and one of them minions.
Okay, so you're a talented man then.
You've got skills. So
that one, that one there, Angelina Jolie is the favourite one for me personally.
I'm I'm just thinking, I'm wondering if you've ever thought of auctioning them off, you know, selling them
I just
in
think
a nice black frame.
You actually could, yeah. But as I say, my long-term, individually, my long-term tattooing, definitely get legit, you know, back on track, legit. I'll be made up to be legit, you know what I mean?
Well,
But,
I know we've got examples of people who are connecting in on Facebook. I'm just thinking Archie, and there was a lot of support wrapped around Archie to get his artistic talent to the point where it's printed. And I think you can do something similar as well. You've got the skills.
You'll have to, if you don't, Peter, you'll have to give me a bit of feedback on that one time, a bit of info, so I can look into that.
Okay.
I'll have so as a short little indication of what it is, have you got 1 minute to explain what that consists of?
You mean what you would need to do to take it to the next level? Yeah. Okay, so you're already accessing support. Hold on, I've got my artistic director here for 1 second.
A laptop is the bio.
Right. So what he's saying is this laptop here is gonna be used so that you can connect in to the mutual aid community.
Yeah.
We have lots of groups that run around Lancashire on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So my commitment to you is that I will work as hard at your recovery as you work as hard at it. Yeah? So when we give you this laptop, you're going to have to connect into the groups.
Yeah, well, what days is it altogether? 5 days. What's his name again? Sorry, Peter. Peter, there was something important I was going to say to you then.
Well, let me just say this to you, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to work harder than you at your recovery. You have to work as hard as I do as well. Is that a deal?
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
Right. Well, we'll leave there and we'll speak again soon, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, Peter. Yeah, it's very good speaking to you, mate.
Nice.
And everyone else as well.
Nice to see
well,
you.
You're getting a lot of love on the yeah. Bring Lindsay in. Lindsay, tell him about.
Stephen Brown was in prison with him on G-Wing apparently. People are asking if they're for sale. These pictures.
Brownie.
Brownie's watching, Michael. Brownie said hi.
Oh yeah! Wow! Yeah.
Brownie in the house.
Brownie from prison.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a small world recovery, mate. It's a small world, but at least you're getting linked in now.
And there's people asking if they're for sale, those pictures, so you're getting a lot of love.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know what? I've learned more here now than I've learned in, I took a lot from this, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a guy on, there's absolutely hundreds, I've lost track. Alex Campbell, Howard Gore, Virginia Moss. Oh, I've got tons, but there's a guy called Mark Gornall. I happen to have been in Littledale with this man. And he's just saying one thing he discovered in his recovery was the amount of talent that other people, included himself, had, but due to their addiction, they didn't realise they had. Now he spends a lot of time drawing and painting. So I think it's called a gift of recovery, I think, isn't it?
And Lindsay also, sorry to interrupt, love.
No, carry on.
The one thing I've discovered as well, with regards to drawing and all that, it's therapeutic, and it's a diversion of thinking. When can I pick up the next trick? It helps in many ways, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm lucky I'm kind of lucky I can draw, because I mean, let's say if I've got an eye for design and talent, design and stuff, for living rooms, and I can do all that type of let's call it garnishing for your living room.
Design.
Yeah, interior design, yeah.
Awesome.
So I've got an eye for that as well.
Awesome. Right, well,
talented man.
Stick tight with the guys in there, Mick. So if you just want to put yourself on mute there, we've got a full house to get around. Pin your ears back.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Some good stuff coming your way.
Can I just say, David Simpson as well, he logged in for the first time last week. he's back on board again and just said, you know, and he's advising people that have just come on this week, Mark being one of them.
I've got a laptop there as well. Sorry, Lindsay, to interrupt, love, but is there a possibility of, let's say, how can I get more involved?
Yeah, we're on it, Mick. We're on it. We've got hold of you, love. We've got hold of you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We're in there.
Can I just say as well?
This to me works brilliant. Sorry,
I-
Glenn.
Stop. Mute the screen, will you, love, a minute? Just mute yourself a minute. Nice one. Go on, Glenn.
Can I just come in? I want to say to Mark Gornall, he just put a message on the comments. Just got my first pictures of my new grandchildren from my son, who I haven't been in touch with due to my old addiction. I'm so chuffed. So well done, mate. Good stuff.
Brilliant. We've also got a David Simpson watching who's just like loving this space. It's like he's found new friends. It's all awesome.
Yeah, he tuned in for the first time last week, Emma, David, and Lorna was on it, and he's back on now. So yeah,
brilliant. Can I just say, Mike, stop. Put yourself on mute. Right, sorry, Lindsay. Go on.
No, I'm just saying this. David logged in for the first time last week and got a lot of help and support off our other viewers, and Lorna and that wrapped around him, and I think he's on it, and now he's advising other people that have come on, which is just, it's great, isn't it? And it's just passing that on. So yeah, fair play. It's just great. Brian Porter's in the house again. Mark saying a thank you, by the way. Alec Halliwell, Pam Barnby. Yeah, lot of love tonight.
Awesome. Joe Duckfield's in the house as well. Nice one, Joe. Craig Gillett. Yes, Craig. Brilliant from Morecambe. Alec Hallwood, Mel. Yes, beautiful people. Pam Barnby, great to see you, Pam. Should we have some music?
Yeah, hit the like and share button because we're going to have some music now.
Yeah, hit the like and share.
Some music.
Cash. Got some music. Okay, then let's bring on the musician. Neil.
Hiya everyone, I'm Neil. I'm from Blackpool. I'm representing Jobs, Friends and Houses, an organisation in Blackpool where it's supported recovery housing, and I'm one of the residents. They're helping me so much. I'm just trying to show my gratitude as well as pass a message on to anyone who's new. Welcome to anyone who's new, anyone who's still using, who wants a new way of life. What I'm going to do, I'll just tell you a quick story of why I wrote this song and a bit about my past and that. Like I said, I'm an addict. I've always been an addict. My behaviour was off the wall. I've been to prisons. I've tried to commit suicide. I've been from one drug to another. Drink's always been there. I've done a lot of prison, and you know, I didn't have no hope in my life. And one by one, I had a few friends and all that, but one by one, as I got older, they seemed to leave me because my behaviour was so erratic, so all negative behaviour. My ego was like I always felt less than or more than, never like satisfied, all that sort of stuff. And all my behaviours led me to using drugs. And I had like a warped perception, even as a kid, even before I started taking drugs. I thought I had a bad childhood, and I've carried this around for years. And since I've been in recovery, and it's took me a while. I was going all last year while in recovery, going around to the groups I'm involved in, playing the victim, telling everyone I had a bad childhood, I was abused. It was a load of bullshit. The work I'm doing on myself, I've realised that it weren't that bad. It was just me playing the victim because I got sympathy off my other relatives, my nan and granddad, my aunties and uncles. So I sort of fed on that sympathy. So I was manipulative, and I've carried that around. My mum and dad, they gave me chance after chance when I was younger, but I went to prison a couple of times. I brought shame upon the family, basically, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. But they sort of didn't want to know me. The only time they'd speak to me was when they were telling me to fuck off away from the door. Sorry for swearing. You know, it was that sort of thing. So I've not spoke to my mum and dad for 15 years. Carried a lot of guilt and shame around that, and but I used it as an excuse to carry on using drugs. Since I've been in recovery 16 months now, and since leaving prison last March, the most emotional thing I've done, and it's one of the most emotional things I've ever gone through in my life, was actually being allowed to start to make amends, to try and put things right with my family. My dad allowed me in the house. The opportunity arose because he was ill. He's in his 70s now, and yeah, he's had a brain aneurysm about 4 months ago. He's okay now, God bless. And but it gave me the opportunity to go down and visit him, and you know, try and put things right with him. And I'm so grateful that he let me in the house. I burst out crying straight away. I couldn't help it. And you know, our relationship's growing in the last 4 or 5 months. It's been on Zoom, on the text and on the phone and stuff. And you know, like my dad used to be a musician. He used to be he used to sing Beatles and Kinks songs in a band, a tribute band. One of his favourite songs was Sunny Afternoon by the Kinks, and this is why I've chosen this song, but I've changed the words around. I've tried to put a little story in. I just hope it helps someone else, you know, if anyone's struggling with stuff with family and that, you know what I mean? There's always hope. You've just got to be patient, and, you know, don't expect too much too soon. Like I did, I'll be honest, I did myself. I wanted everyone to give me a chance straight away, but I've had to work at it, and I just feel blessed. So, right, so change the words around. Right, just 1 minute. Yeah, I've changed the words around. It's me saying goodbye to drugs and saying thank you to my dad. Oh, drugs have taken me to hell, left me in my prison cell. I don't wanna take you anymore. You left me on the shelf, a shadow of my former self. I don't wanna take you anymore. Help me, help me, help me stay away. I got a million reasons why I ought to stay. 'Cause I love to live so pleasantly, live this life of luxury. I don't wanna see you anymore. Addiction, addiction. Oh, drugs just brought me to my knees, shunned by friends and family. Memories of drunkenness and cruelty, they found it tough. Everyone, they'd had enough, didn't want to know me anymore. Help me, help me, help me stay away. I got a million reasons why I ought to stay. 'Cause I love to live so pleasantly, live this life of luxury. I don't wanna know drugs anymore. Addiction, addiction. So I tuned into recovery, a voyage of discovery. Thanks to all who've helped me on my way. All the chance I've had from friends and family, mom and dad, I promise I won't let you down no more. Help me, help me, help me stay away. I got a million reasons why I ought to stay. Because I love to live so pleasantly. Live this life of luxury. I don't wanna take drugs anymore. Addiction, addiction, addiction.
Oh, amazing.
Brilliant.
Beautiful, beautiful
Thanks,
change
everyone.
of lyrics.
Yeah, it's something. Can I just say to the lad who was showing his drawings before? I was just wondering. I think you've got a proper talent there. You know, I think you know that's something. Carry on doing that in your recovery, because like me, I learned how to play guitar a couple of years ago, and it just helps me. And I'm trying to. Like I'm all about helping other people because it helps me massively. Do you know what I mean? I'm just wondering, could it be able to teach it to other people? You know what I mean? It's like I got suggested to me, and now I'm sort of learning people to play guitar and stuff.
Do you know, Neil, I think that's a really good point as well. And we were always talking about each one teach one and pass it on. And,
Yeah, paying it forward. Somebody took the time to learn me, and I want to pass it on to someone else. Sort of thing.
Neil, we've got my grandson has drawn a picture of you there playing your guitar. So
brilliant! Thanks very much.
Immortalised.
You have been
Yeah,
immortalised.
man. Cheers.
Thanks, Neil. And you're
Right.
in Jobs, Friends and Houses over in Blackpool. We've got Sean Darcy in the house as well, just talking about Blackpool.
Big shout to those guys.
Big shout to the Jobs, Friends and Houses.
Yeah. And our very own, what's he called?
Who?
We always laugh at his pictures on Facebook. In Jobs, Friends and Houses. I'm terrible with names.
Stuart.
Not
Clint.
Clint. I was going to say Flint then, man, Flint, but
Clint, yes.
Man, what
love
a guy.
Them guys.
Big shout
love
out
them
to
guys.
Clint. Big shout out.
I love all Blackpool guys. I love everybody.
Well, we've got some great things coming from Blackpool tonight, haven't we? So,
I think, sorry for interrupting you. I think I'm so blessed. I made a new move. I'm from Wigan originally, but I moved to Blackpool. It's the best thing I've ever done because the recovery community there is brilliant, as in all Lancashire. You know what I mean? It's just about connecting, and like you said, it's a small world. It is, you know, it's unbelievable. I'm meeting people all the time. People I've been in prison with, people I've used with, and you know, it's brilliant. I love it.
And you're landing a message right in a place that needs a message tonight, Neil. So well done there, mate. Well done. Respect.
Right, thank you. Thanks.
Do you know what's also a powerful message? The fact that Blackpool isn't. Just give us a second. We'll come to you and your pictures in a minute. Blackpool is integrating with Lancashire. It's not seeing itself as separate.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think that is a very, very powerful message. And we was talking to David Best, who's a professor, and you know, we're going to be getting involved in a recovery college in September around LERO, so lived experience recovery organisations, and I think
like Jobs, Friends and Houses.
What a beautiful thing it'll be if we can start to form a real tight partnership of LEROs, lived experience recovery organisations, that nationally they know where to come and tap into when they want that expertise. I think, you know, prime time for that to happen now. And big shout out to Stuart Green, who's going to be pulling some of that together with Dave Best.
And Lorna, you've got a lot of love. Lorna's gagging at the bit here because she's wanting you over in St Anne's to do guitar lessons there, Neil. So Lorna's fast on the tracks, you know, she will be. getting in touch with you.
So
Brilliant.
you're already in demand.
You're already in demand.
We are starting something, and it'll be soon. So get involved, Lorna.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go, Lorna. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Guys,
Brilliant. Thanks.
Thanks, Neil. We've got so much to get through.
I know, yeah.
So I'm just thinking straight over to let's just hit Brad next, and Brad's going to give us his story,
right?
And then we'll get through that. So Brad, are you okay giving us a quick soundbite of where you are and where you want to be?
Yeah, of course, yeah. You know, so yeah, I've come back into recovery 6 months ago myself. You know, I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs. You know, I'm quite nervous, so bear with me. You know, but what's given me the ability to be able to do this? I remember last year when I tried getting this stuff, you know, and I did a speaker boot camp course with Red Rose Recovery. You know, and that gave me the ability and the confidence to be able to speak in front of people. You know, I'm still trying to grasp that. You know, but it's getting better as I get further on in my recovery. You know, so I'm not going to speak about everything that I've been through. Just going to talk around the last 6 months. You know, since I've been back in recovery. You know, so I relapsed last year. And I was back out there for 12 months. And you know, I was internally and spiritually, you know, broken. You know, all that sort of stuff. You know, I knew that there was a solution, and you know, and I knew that there was a way out, and I was using against my own will, you know, and that was just absolute pain for me. You know, so I come back into the treatment centre where I relapsed last year, and you know, thank God they took me back. So I moved in there in January, and I started a course what was called Live and Thrive, and it's a program that they do at that treatment centre. And you know, I crawled through them doors this time. You know, I physically crawled through the doors, begging and praying and asking for help. You know, because I couldn't carry on no more. And that's where that for my, you know, relapse doesn't have to happen. You know, but for me, that's what I had to go through to get to where I needed to be. You know, to sat here today. You know, I just heard someone say then that they've come back on this week and they're saying that this stuff works, you know, and it does work. I've been coming on most Saturdays, you know, and today I've been given this chance to sit here in front of you and to do a little bit of a talk about myself, you know. So I graduated from Live and Thrive. It was 3 months ago, and you know, within that week I had a sponsor. I picked up the green and gold, and I started doing some step work, you know, working on myself, you know, and taking this stuff seriously, you know, because that's one thing I've never done before, is took this seriously. You know, complacency's had me a couple of times, you know, coming to recovery, started looking well, putting a bit of weight on, and thinking I could use successfully, thinking I could use once, you know, and it's not possible, you know, and that's what I mean by. That's what I've had to go through to get to where I'm at today. You know, I've always believed in something as well. You know, since I was a young lad. You know, and they talk about higher power and things like that. You know, and I'm starting to go down the route of, you know, the man sat on here tonight, Mick Fleming. I went to a group last week at his church, and you know, it was an introduction on the 12 steps of doing it the biblical way, you know, and the success rate is 88%, you know, so it's absolutely massive. You know, so that's another thing that I'm going to be doing for my recovery as well. I've had a good think about it, you know, and the percentages show me that, you know, that's going to be the way. You know, I'm going to stick to the other steps that I'm doing as well, you know, but also, I moved on to second stage on Wednesday. You know, so I'm 6 months into my recovery, and I'm just short of 6 months clean. You know, and it's the furthest I've done in 20 years, and I'm only 32 this year. You know, so I've done my fair share, and you know, I can't thank Emerging Futures enough for giving me another chance to live my life again. you know, I really can't show and share enough gratitude towards that place, Glen Valley Treatment Centre in Waterford. You know, massive gratitude for the staff there and the peers that I've done my treatment with as well. You know, they've helped me so much. You know, and I can't do this on my own. You know, I need people like yourselves. You know, and I need people who are actually working it for me to be able to get better and to get to where I need to be. Because I've tried that in the past, you know, thinking I can do it on my own, and it's not served me well. You know, it's served me pain, if anything. You know, so, you know, I'm starting to feel some hope now as well, and I genuinely am. I'm getting that fire in my stomach, you know, that you hear people talk about. You know, I'm starting to feel happy and content within myself. I've still got a fair way to go, don't get me wrong. But, you know, the path that I'm on today, I've never felt it before, is what I'm trying to say. You know, so if we do what's suggested, and do what's suggested to us, it works. You know, so like I said, I didn't want to go into everything about all my experience, because, you know, I don't think I've got enough time to do this. You know, but this is my 4th time trying to get this stuff. 6.5 years, just short of 7 years, I've been trying to get clean. That's off crack and heroin. That was my drug of choice, you know, but it was also more of absolutely everything. You know, so it genuinely works. And thank you for Red Rose Recovery and more for what you did for me last year as well. You know, I was still on my medication in like a moving on house, if you will. You know, and they took me to the convention in Birmingham, which were absolutely brilliant. Got me connected with other addicts, you know, showing me the way, you know, and giving me that hope that I'm talking about now. You know, I went to sort of an event in Leeds, a bloke called, can't remember his first name, Summit McCann. You know, and we did the fire walk and things like that. So I'll just share my gratitude with you as well. And thank you for having me on tonight.
Oh, Brad, I love that you're giving the hope shot, because we are hope dealers, aren't we? You're getting a lot of love tonight, especially connecting with Craig. Yes, Craig over there in Morecambe. You've inspired him. He's actually come on and took a brave step, and even commenting in the comments box, saying that he can't live his way of life anymore, wants to go into recovery-based housing. So if anyone is watching from over in Morecambe Way, can you let us know what is over there?
Well,
I'm
sure we can find some recovery-based housing in Morecambe and Lancaster and Cumbria.
I know, but I'm just giving a shout out. Just giving a shout out to the Well, to Dave Iron. So that might be something to look at there, Craig. So you've inspired him, Brad, because that's what we do, isn't it? That's what you've just done. You've given someone the hope shot.
But Brad, I remember when we went to that that motivational event in Leeds football ground, and there was hundreds of people there, weren't there?
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant.
And I remember as everyone was lining up to do the fire walk, I was saying, are you sure you want to do that? You might burn the soles of your feet. And it's like, I was at the end counting how many people burnt the soles of the feet off. And it was like, how many times do some people need a warning? I think, you know, fire walking has to be risk assessed thoroughly, don't it? Thankfully, we all made it back home, didn't we, Brad?
Yeah, and the way they did it as well, it's like I can. So we're telling ourselves that we can do anything we want, that we put our minds to.
Yeah.
You know, so but yeah, you're right, Peter. You know.
But you know something? You just let me land this one home. There were some people who wasn't sure whether they could, and I think they were the ones that might have got burned. And I think in recovery, if you, and we had this conversation earlier in the week, didn't we, Brad? If you mess about, because abstinent-based recovery is your pathway, isn't it?
Of course.
And you've got to just take no prisoners. You can't mess about at it. You've got to be fully committed for the rest of your life.
Of course. Yeah.
Or it'll take your life.
You know, they say jails, institutions and death, don't they? You know, and it's true. It really is.
Jenna Hayes is watching. Yes, Jenna, she's saying, yes, Brad, go Brad. Can I just bring Lindsay in and Glenn for comments from the community?
Yeah, you will now. I'm scrolling back. I'm answering all them all myself. Or just there's. Hang on a minute. I'm having problems with my phone. I do.
Take a start, Linz. Just dive in, love.
I know. I'm just saying, go to Glenn for a minute because I'm having problems with my phone.
Right,
so
that's
there was
fine.
there was a big question from Craig, and I've asked Glenn to do it because I can't scroll back.
Right, okay.
About
So firstly, we've got one from Patrick Grady. Hi, I'm from Blackpool, suffering at the moment of the drink, but have to keep going. Stephen Brown's commented saying that they will be having wound care clinics on the bus in Blackpool.
Yes, Blackpool.
And if I can just find the one that I think he was talking about. It was the one that you answered, Emma, about getting him into recovery-based housing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Is that the same one you was on about, Lindsay?
I think it was Craig Gillett.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, just on that, just Lorna, can you link Craig up with the well? Craig, get in there, lad. We love you. We're waiting for you. And
Michael, I'm just wanting to say Michael's buzzing with himself there because he's already sold one painting, one drawing.
See how influential we're just speaking it is.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? There's a lot of love out there.
There is.
Thank you.
What we need is just a platform to share that love and to share that hope and to share that inspiration.
Nice one, P.
Let me just get this right. So you have just managed, that's a wee thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
to
a wee.
sell one of them paintings you just put up on here 45 minutes ago. Is that right?
Do you know what I'd like to do? On Fox Street, they've got loads of space in there, you see. Yeah. I've even been saying this to Lee. I said, listen, get me in and do all memorials of all like needles and this and that, loads of drawings I can put together as professional posters, really.
Well, we've got some guys down there, haven't we, to skills asset map.
Any space on the walls, Emma, I could do for you. Honestly, absolutely. I could really do for you. Yeah. I've been made up to do that.
The thing is, when you tell us things you're good at, it's like we're like dogs with bones, aren't we?
It's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of people who want to give opportunities to people who struggle to get equal opportunities. Yeah. They want to give it, they just don't always know how to do it. And we're saying, well, here's one platform, you can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What you need to do now, Michael, and that's brilliant news. So nice one, Brownie. Respect. Just put yourself on mute because I'm going to introduce you to a guy now and you need to grab a hold of what this man's saying.
Okay, so listen to this.
Let's bring Mick in. Mick, you're up.
Is it me?
Yeah. All
right, so I was just kind of thinking when you were talking, so I picked a little piece of scripture, a little bit out of the Bible, and I just can't really believe how well it fits. So it's about the talents that we have, but it's about talons. So they call talons money in the Bible in Greek. But I kind of the talent that we've seen tonight with the song, with the paintings, with everything, like kind of Brad. And sometimes people don't know the gifts that they've got. Now, sometimes it's not as obvious as playing music or actually drawing a picture, but we have these wonderful gifts inside of us, and if we use them, we become free from addiction. And the best way to use the gifts that we've got is to invest, is to give them away. So the bit of scripture I picked fits really well, so I'm just going to read it. Rather than just blagging it, I'll read it today for a change. So this is from Matthew 25, and Matthew 25 in the Bible is my favorite bit of scripture, if anyone ever wants to read it. Okay, so Again, the kingdom of heaven is illustrated by a story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left for his trip. The servant who had received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they'd used his money. The servant to whom he'd entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, "Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 5 more." The master was full of praise. "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling a small amount. So now I will give you more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more." The master said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount. So now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, "Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you did not plant and gathering crops you did not cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here's your money back." But the master replied, "You wicked and lazy servant, if you knew I had vested crops that I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest upon it." Then he ordered, "Take the money from the servant and give it to the one that has 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what they've been given, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who do nothing, it will be taken away." So it couldn't be more fitting. So the word of the week is really, really simple, right? You know, the gifts that you've got, they're not yours. They don't belong to you. They've been given to you. If you keep them to yourself because you're full of fear, nothing will grow, nothing will happen, and it'll all be taken away from you. You'll be sat in your house, tooting, smoking from a crack pipe, drinking with curtain clothes, dying spiritually. But if you use the gifts, these spiritual gifts that God's giving you, you have to go outwards to do it. You have to give it away. You have to show people your pictures. It has to go around. It has to excite. You have to play the songs. You have to do it. You have to go out and love and care for other people. The gifts inside, and you'll be given more and more to go again and more to go again. And communities will build and they become bigger and bigger and stronger and more loving. Or you can bury them. It's your choice. Are you going to take that investment that God's give you, and are you going to use it exactly what Brad was talking about? This time, he knows he's going to invest everything that God's given him, and God's giving him so much. You can see it in him. If you don't know him, he's got something special about him, and he's going to start to use it. And he's not going to have 5 bags of silver. He's going to have 10, and then he's going to have 20, and then he's going to have 30, and it's going to be bigger and bigger. And he's going to help people get set free, because now he's not going to bury it in the ground out of fear. So the word of the week, don't take your talents and bury them, because it'll be taken away from you. Give it and receive abundance.
Wow, that's a
Thank you
brilliant
very
word,
much.
that.
Thank
Don't
you.
hide your talents away. Get them out and get them showcased.
I just want to say, I hope you're listening to that, Lee, Bailey Armour and Craig Gillett is. I know you're touching lives out there, Pastor Mick, Okay, Lou's put his name in the comments box. He's really saying that he's lost power and needs power. But you're here, you're online, and you've just had a message just landed right into you. How fortunate are we?
Brilliant.
Thank you so much, Mick. And you know, every week I've noticed that the synergy is amazing, because every week when you come on and we bring you in the middle, it's usually very, well, God's move, isn't it? On point.
Yeah, it's fitting, isn't it? It just seems, I was thinking when you were talking that the piece that I'd picked from the Bible, I thought, you're having a laugh. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, it's bang on, you know, it's absolutely bang on for what we've been talking about. So, yeah.
And it's happened a few weeks in a trot.
Yeah.
It happens every week. It absolutely does.
So it must be on it. So I'm gonna have to shoot off, because like Sarah's gonna be waiting for me, and she'll be like this, you know, tapping. That's right. You know what I mean? And I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want
dropping in.
Oh, thanks, Mick. We love you.
Yeah, so I'll contact you Monday, Emma.
Yeah.
This stuff, all right.
Yeah, brilliant, love.
Thank
Thanks,
you very
honey.
much. God bless you all. Thanks for listening.
God bless you.
See you later.
So we've got still to get through. My arms. We have got pick our next speaker. Oh,
okay, then let's go to Boz. Let's go to Men Here. Let's hear what the Men Here are doing.
Come on, Billy. Tell us about the mental health.
How we doing? Are you all right?
Yeah, just
not long since I've not said anything. I couldn't breathe then. Firstly, I'd just like to say, you just see it when you listen to people, and the thing is about chats like this, it's just so real, isn't it? Do you know, it's you're in it. Do you know, you're actually in it rather than around it, if you will. Do you know, it humbles you quite a lot to see the effort that people get to. Do you know? I appreciate stuff like that. Men Here. For those that don't know what I do, I'm an all-male group in Preston, but since COVID, we've branched out. It's absolutely ridiculous the amount of people that's come forward since COVID. We have all different groups. We have peer-led support groups. We have, let me think, we have community-based groups, like a gardening project. We have one-to-ones, if that's what you need. And we also do a it's an 8-week program now. See if you've heard of a social prescribing, we do like the bit before social prescribing. We've done quite a bit of research, and we found out that to be socially prescribed, you need to go to a doctor first most of the time. But most of the people that, for want of a better word, try to commit suicide, they haven't even seen it. 70% of them haven't even seen a doctor. So how do we get to them people? Because they're not seeing doctors. So we actually run a program called the pre-prescription program, which works through all different stuff. We get referrals from the NHS, Guild Lodge, places like that, or just people that come on our. I've had quite a lot lately that just have been on the website or seen me on Facebook and stuff that or friends refer, if you will, or partners. So we do stuff like that. Since COVID happened, we have ended up having to go have Zoom meetings like this. But the crazy thing is we've doubled in size since COVID. Before COVID, we had, say, 25, 30 men on our books. Now we've got close to 50, because our job predominantly was to combat isolation. And it's kind of hard when you've got Boris isolating everybody. So we've actually doubled in size. I think it's getting to a stage now where we're missing out on the actual meeting, the contact. Do you know, we have people that it's all right over line, like we've done it for 3 months now, but we're actually missing the meetups, the bit of banter that we have and stuff. But yeah, we're doing all right. We could do with more. There's only me at the moment because my volunteers are from UCLan, and obviously universities are shut at the minute, so they've gone home. So At the moment, it's a 24/7 job. Friday night, I've been out for, I won't say a drink because I don't really drink, but 10 o'clock, got a message on Facebook. I was on the phone for 2 hours talking to a guy that I've never even, just talking him through things because his whole world had just collapsed. So it's a full-time job, really.
Can I ask you then?
Yeah.
Do you capture all that? So if I was to say over the last 4 weeks, how many people have you spoke to on the phone? How long have those conversations? Do you capture things like
This
that?
is it. This is how, because it's as and when, sometimes I'll have a full day of just stuff, and then the other day, like I said, it can happen at night, and I was only just thought about it the other day that all of it should be captured, shouldn't it? So I can look back on it. I think it'd baffle me actually if I actually look through everything that I've done.
We've come on a bit of a journey ourselves, and our guys have been doing some brilliant work, but if it doesn't get written down on paper or captured somewhere, it's like it hasn't happened.
This is it, yeah. I
we
get
were
that.
really fortunate because we would bring our supporters and we'd expose them to it. They'd be a part of it, so they knew, but we've had to learn how to capture that, and we've done it by opening up our doors, really, and saying, well, have you got that interest? Have you got that passion? Have you got that skill set? Will you come and partner with us and help us to learn it? And
there's a really simple way of capturing stuff as well.
Well, you're who I was thinking about. I mean, Emma's now really shit hot on capturing everything.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say shit hot at all. I'm getting better than I was.
Yeah.
Better than I was. Yeah.
But if you're a big resource in the community, and I know you are because I've seen what you do, then you're like almost helping the public purse because you're preventing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know it takes its toll on you, and it's like, just listening to you, I was thinking, have you got access to clinical supervision? So if you come up alongside stories that impact on you, do you know where to go to get your support?
Yeah, I do all that. Obviously, over the past, since COVID started, what I did, there was a couple more groups, you see, so I incorporated other groups into mine. So I amalgamated, if you will. So there's a group in Lancaster called Wise Guys, and obviously you've heard of the Happy Days guys, haven't you?
Wise Guys, huh?
Wise Guys, yeah. But there's have you heard of the Happy Days guys as well?
Lindsay might have.
Yeah, well, Lindsay know Happy Days, yeah. So what I did, I put these three groups together, and that's what we did over COVID. But since COVID, we've had people from Blackpool, Lancaster, Blackburn, Leyland, Chorley. We've had them from all over, really.
I mean, because Lindsay's in Lancaster, not because it's a guy's group. That's why I'm Lindsay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know Lindsay from church. She's from church.
Well, she's on our screen there. Lindsay's capturing the comment.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the other one. What's the other one called? Rebecca, is it?
Oh yeah, Rebecca. Yeah. Rebecca.
I think it'd be a good thing there to link in with Lorna as well, and maybe poor Lorna. She's just so committed. She's just online now listening, and I know that Lorna will probably pick you up as well. And then you're in the fold then around. You're getting it out there. What you're doing as well.
Yeah. What else I did as well? I got on the local radio. On Beat FM, the local radio. But what I did from there, I've actually gone through and got every small, how would you put it, charity or organisation. I've got them a slot every single week with the DJ, so they're getting their own slot, if you will, and their own publicity.
Can I ask you something then, Billy? How's this COVID? How's it impacting your mental health? How are you doing?
The thing is, it's like people say, Pete. It's all my groups help me. Do you know? I obviously I've suffered from mental health myself. So you think to yourself,
same visual. You don't get the same cues when you're online, do you?
Well, the thing is, though, whilst you're talking to someone, and I won't say you give them advice, but while you're talking through things, what it does, it reiterates it to yourself. Do you get what I mean? So you
Yeah.
know what you're saying, you know you should be doing yourself. So it helps in a way, do you know?
Yeah.
And if I need any support, I'll go to one of the other groups, or there's a couple of people I talk to at church, if you will. So I'm all right in that way.
How do you get in touch with you then, just for the guys out there?
Facebook, there's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We've got our own website, telephone, everything.
And that's Men Here.
Yeah. It's
Can I ask-
many.co.uk.
Have you, you know about the Brick Fund, don't you?
I do, yeah. I got Brick Fund last year, yeah. But that were another thing I want to say. It's absolutely hammered us, that. The COVID has hammered us for funding. We've absolutely nothing, because we normally go to the lottery and places like that, but everything's just for COVID. Do you get what I mean? So we're running on nothing, really.
Well, have you heard of
Collective Voice?
Collective Voice, they've just put out some funding.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
it's
have.
a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Get online for that. I think it's next week they've got to be in. That's Collective Voice.
Yeah, I've just wrote it down now. Yeah.
Yeah, get a funding app into them.
And if you can't find it, just bell us.
Yeah.
I'll make
Just
sure.
a couple more things before. The people that come to my group are all different people, do you know? And the thing is, see, on a Wednesday when we do our peer-led support groups, I'm amazed the type of people that come through the door. Still now, do you know? We've got people with depression, anxiety, ex-users. We have ex-prison. We have absolutely and sometimes we have people that come that you would not expect to have any issues in their lives whatsoever. Yeah. Do you know? And it's absolutely fantastic. It is. Yeah. It's brilliant. Sometimes it's brilliant just to sit back and see all these different people from different walks of life just getting on, because we all know the reason that we're there. If you get what we mean, do you know? It's absolutely fantastic. It really is.
Can we just have a shout out again for the website, please, Billy?
It's www.menhere.co.uk.
Claire Lily's been asking. There you go, Claire. I hope you got that. Let's bring Glenn
and just put your hat down so we can read your hat. There you go.
Men Here.
Men Here. So,
cheers, guys.
Thank you, Billy. Can we just bring Lindsay and Glenn in? Anything from the community, guys?
God, loads of shout outs again. Lorna is absolutely on fire tonight. Thank you, Lorna.
As always, my girl.
We love you, Lorna.
I cannot keep pace with that. She's on fire. She can not be tied better than me. And so as is Bev Webster. Yeah, I was going to say about Claire Illy, just getting the website up on there. I'm still, if we can put that on there somehow. I don't know if Glenn can do that. Michaela's on board as well, helping out. Joe Duffield, Paul Roger, Dan Littlechild's been on. I'm not sure if he still is. Hannah Lodge. I haven't got much in the way of questions. I don't know if Glenn's got any. Like I said, I'm having a problem scrolling back, so you'll have to bear with me. I don't know why it's freezing my phone screen. Respect from Joe Duffield again for Billy. So yeah, just I hope we can get that website up on screen, because there's a lot of people asking for that. Sorry, carry on, Glenn.
We've got a couple of shout outs. Bob Brown, big shout out for Paul fighting the flag for Blackpool.
Yes, Paul.
David Simpson's put a comment on. My doctor, his doctor said to him himself, "You're not really suicidal." And I said, "No, can't help you. Just keep taking your meds." So basically, he got signed away, saying that he wasn't suicidal. So maybe you want to link in with Billy from Men's Ear. I'll try and get that website on the comments. That's all I've got.
Yeah, that's the importance of DBT as well. And talking therapies alongside medication can sometimes help, but you can't beat having a chat with somebody, can you?
No.
You just can't beat it. The therapeutic value and all that.
Billy, can I just ask? Can you put that website in the comments? Because I know you was watching before, so could you put the website in the comments?
It's on now.
I've just put it in.
Nice.
It's on now, Glenn.
Brilliant.
Okay, so whilst we've got Karen and Bob in the house, advocating and supporting Paul along with the other Blackpool crew, I take it then, Paul, you're from Blackpool?
Yeah, I'm from Blackpool, yeah.
Oh, welcome to the LUF Lounge.
Thank you.
Right,
Thank you.
you're up then, Paul.
All right, brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, so I'm Paul. I'm an addict and alcoholic from Blackpool. I'm going to tell you a little bit about an exciting project we've got coming up in Blackpool, and a little bit about myself first. I'll try and fly through this as quickly as I can, but yeah, so I'm from Blackpool, born and raised in Blackpool. I had a good childhood, really, but I had an alcoholic mother, so that disrupted my childhood, really, disrupted a lot of things, schools and that, but I did quite well in school. Apart from I have concentration and attention span problem, ADHD, which I was diagnosed with a lot later. Started drinking, taking drugs, college time around, and that became my life for 21 years, basically. I changed drugs, changed alcohol, changed circles, friends, and just went through jobs and that. Been homeless, I'd been suicidal, serious mental health problems, and yeah, I've just had a lot of struggles, basically, really, in 35 years, up until recently when I found recovery. And I tried a few different ways. Jail didn't work to get me clean and sober. Tried a few treatments and that. I tried deep, which helps a bit, and then I used 12 steps, which really helps. But the main thing that I found that really helped was the community in Blackpool. As soon as I linked in with this community in Blackpool, there was such power there straight away, and I was amazed. I thought my whole life I had to get away from Blackpool to get clean and sober. When it turns out Blackpool is actually a very, very good place to get clean and sober, and it blew my mind when I realised. And the things that I did to accomplish this were so simple. There were a few simple suggestions that I was given from people in services, and I started doing the suggestions. I got meetings, and I found that I quickly had some relief from my mental health problems straight away, which was the most importance, really, more so than the drugs were contributing, but it was more so I got an instant release. And then as I went through it, I found some real recovery, and I'm going up to 9 months now. I'll be a year in November, clean and sober. But while I was in services, I felt like I have a purpose, a real purpose something that I have to do that God wants me to do, you know. And I feel it involves me taking a bit of leadership role and stepping forward, and yeah, forming this. So what happened was we were in a little Friday afternoon group meeting, and Claire Illingworth, shout out to Claire, she came over and gave us a little talk, and just suggested a little remark. Just suggested we form a Blackpool User Forum. Now I'd heard of it very much in the vein of LUF. I'd come into contact with LUF through Inspire a few years ago, and I'd heard about LUF Fest, LUF Stock, is it? And I'd seen pictures, and I was amazed by it. And I didn't manage to go because I was still quite in my addiction, and it wouldn't allow me. But so I've always I'd quite admired LUF quite a lot, you know. And I didn't know it was anything to do with Red Rose. But yeah, so Claire come along, suggested it, and nothing really was said from there. But I contacted her a bit later. I remembered that and thought, yeah, maybe it's an opportunity for me to take a bit of a lead and put something together for Blackpool. Because if you've not been to Blackpool recently, it's really struggling, and it really needs something to change. It needs something doing about it. But like I say, there's a great resource in this network that's already here. This fantastic network and fellowship, whether in services or in fellowship or just everywhere, really. So what we're hoping to do is, it's very much in its infancy still, but we're hoping to basically, very much in the same vein as LUF started, addicts helping other addicts, but we want to be able to have emphasis on helping the family and friends as well. So a lot of emphasis on the family and friends and giving support to them. And we want to make sure it's a place, like before, I heard someone saying, a place for people struggling in chronic relapse, like I was in, not in November, chronic relapse, you don't feel welcome anywhere. You don't feel welcome in the services. You don't feel welcome in the fellowships. You feel ostracised and alienated. So got to make sure I have a place for them people who are on scripts, and give a voice to service users, a constructive voice, constructive feedback, and that, rather than the I've done it myself, the bitchy backbiting. You'll say after you've had the service, say, "Oh, it's crap, it's crap." You know what I mean? Rather give something more productive to say to them. And a place for the newcomers, non-biased. I'm 12 steps, so it can be very hard for me to not be biased to 12 steps, but I've got to put my bias aside for the newcomers, because that's really, I do my 12 steps, and that's what I really care about, the newcomers, getting them in and seeing what's going to work for them. And to raise awareness, obviously, that goes without saying, we'd like to raise awareness, to ensure, and to just assist in, I think I heard yourself saying about your own manifesto, kind of, to assist in bringing about a long-term change, and the way we look at and treat addiction in Blackpool. And we'll just give a fresh view, you know. And I loved what that gentleman was saying before, Peter Furlong, about the needle exchange. That's something that I'd be really interested in linking in with, and offering some sort of service around that. I live in South Shore. I live right opposite me is a big trap house. I think it's the main trap house for Blackpool. So I see a lot of it. So, you know, being able to just offer services, places like that, you know. But yeah, I'm sure I've missed something out, but I'll leave it there. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's absolutely great. I love the show.
Okay, Paul, first of all, I love you. Honestly, you speak my language. You speak my language. I'm thinking speaker boot camp for you and your crew, so that you can deliver that message in all kinds of arenas. I'm thinking service user mobilisation on a larger level, but let's just start small. What a great catchment area, though, for service user involvement. Blackpool. Oh, it's a dream. It's like service user heaven.
I think as well, I love you as well.
We
Paul.
love you, Paul.
Your heart shines through your passion. I'm just thinking, what can we do to support you? What can we do to help you? How can we share our experience? You know, we're here, you know, I suppose.
Go on, tell us how we.
It'd be great to link in, and really, like I say, we're very much just the idea is still in its infancy, but we want to get some activities and just get some awareness out there, you know, get people aware of us. I think that would be a main thing, really. Get people aware of us, everyone, especially the newcomers or people that are apprehensive about coming to services, making sure you can come and talk to people like us who are just like them, you know what I mean? I'm fresh out of the addiction, you know what I mean? I've not been out of jail long, and I can communicate to people on all levels from, you know what I mean? I know the lingo, and I know it's on the street, so.
Yeah, you know what, you know what, you are already putting it out there. You know, you're already here, you're tipping up, you've got your game face on, you're out there promoting already. Blackpool's in the building. And
you've sounds like Claire's providing some overarching support. We love Claire.
Claire has been absolutely fantastic. I cannot thank her enough. Really, she's been the driving force behind this. She really has. She really has. I've just picked up the idea and ran with it a little bit, but she's been there behind me, picking it. You know what I mean, making sure it's all going well. It's brilliant. Thank you, Claire.
You've also got lots of love for you there, Claire. You've also got Bob Brown and Karen Brown in the house, Joe Duckfield. You've got Steve Brown. Steve Brown is a runner. You know, he's wanting to know what he can do to help.
What did he call it?
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, we are. Yeah, family work needs you, Emma. Karen on Bob's page. I am coming. Just holler, and I am there. And do you know what we've worked out? You know, although we've lost the person to person, you know, the interconnectedness of the LUF. We've kind of got a bigger playground, haven't we, on a digital platform and putting it out. There's not just like 250 tipping up to a real life LUF now. We're getting 4,000 views, guys. So main messages and promotion. You're doing it, Paul. You're already putting it out there. So I'm thinking boot camp, digital boot camp for the guys.
Listen, it's not hard to get our personal numbers. They're right out there. In fact, if you just drop it into Google, it'll give you our personal numbers. We're really keen to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, Paul.
That'd be brilliant. I'd love that.
Grab hold of Steve Brown, Paul.
Right, I will do. Go get him in the chat box.
He's already on to Claire in the messages, so they're all over it.
Yeah.
Sweet, nice one. Thank you, guys.
Oh well.
Thanks very much appreciated. Love.
It's great. You know, it's great, isn't it? We might be in the middle of a pandemic, but what's happening is the best parts of human nature are coming out, and I just think it's great that we're strengthening our partnerships locally and regionally. And you better watch this space nationally. You better watch this space.
You national
players. You won't be leaving us behind, will you?
Never. Let's just bring in Lindsay and Glenn, community voices. Let's hear ya.
I just want to say, you know what you said about feeling it, the passion that's just come out of that man.
Oh.
What a guy. I love you as well. I could feel it. I've never seen the comments go so wild, Paul. It's bloody inspiring. Honestly, it's fantastic. I can't even go through these names. There's just hundreds. It's just gone mad. But oh my God, it's just, I'll leave it to Glenn. I can't scroll that quick, but it's just absolutely fantastic. And
that's one thing Blackpool have got hold of, unity. It really is. Even though they're a unitary, they got unity.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I just think you've got like Neil, Harrison, Scott right on your doorstep who can strum out a tune. You know, it's like everything that
you could count me in, definitely.
Well, maybe that's where you start, guys. The guitar.
Yeah, man.
You know, Zoom room.
And you know, what I'm trying to say, I'm going to reiterate it. Do not be frightened to ask us for anything.
We're here.
We're here to support.
Glenn?
Yeah, you've got my number anyway, Paul, so you can link in with me anytime and we can have that conversation, Paul. Stephen Brown from Blackpool said he can identify with you. He's a lad from Blackpool. Our Red Rose Recovery gave him a job and wrapped around him, and that's what community does, so that's what he needed. We've got Claire Riley, which already been mentioned. Paul is a great leader for our group. We've got one from here. This is out to Lorna, up in the north. Lorna, this is from David Simpson. It's my mental health and my chronic fatigue syndrome. Me and my life so rough in bed all day, other than I got that bit don't make sense, but basically struggling in Blackpool.
Fatigue syndrome.
Yeah.
I think I might have that, you know.
Me.
No, seriously, I don't want to even make light of any things like that. It'd be the worst nightmare.
Yeah.
It reminds me of hepatitis C, that, because some people, I'm not saying it's got anything to do with it, but I think some people might be experiencing fatigue because they've got secondary issues going on. And if that sounds like that might be you, then I would say get yourself an Hep C test. You know, we did it, didn't we? And the treatment that's available for hepatitis C now is they've got a 90%. I think it's even higher than a 90% success rate. Sorry, Glenn, I took you off.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'm just replying to Billy. Billy's asking for the guy's name. He might be able to support him. So I'm just replying to that.
Yeah, good, nice one. Thank you, Glenn. I really appreciate that. And because I know that Lorna picks up a lot. Lorna's like also picking up referrals that are coming in from Inspire. And Lorna is one woman, you know, we have got a team, there's a team of us. So I always say about signposting, especially the guys to the guys. So Lorna, if you're watching, sweetheart, we've got men here in the room as well. We've got other guys that we can link people in with. 28th of July is Hepatitis Day, and I know that they are taking the van out in Preston to a couple of chemists next week. So if you are around in Preston, we can get the chemists that they're going to with the van, the medical van. We can get that out onto the Lancashire User Forum Facebook page. We'll get that out.
Before we come on over to Scan, I just want to go back to Brad, because Brad, you are completely. It's like a transformation has happened.
It has.
One of your oppos, one of your good mates, has just got a job with us, hasn't he?
That's right. Yeah, Dan.
He starts on Monday, and it's like his first step on the ladder. And I know you two, you're tight, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I met Dan last year. In recovery, he was abstinent and already clean when I met him. And I was still on 80 ml of methadone at the time. And he took me under his wing. He helped me out a lot. And the inevitable happened. Don't want to say too much because it's not for me to say. But we went through a little bit last year together. A bit of pain, if that makes any sense. And for us to both be sat here today, he's been employed through years. Me to just be able to give this chance to speak to you today is absolutely amazing.
We was having a good chat this week, weren't we? And there's a pathway to that though, and there's lots of partners who are. I mean, you're going through a program now, and you've done first stage, you're in second stage, and you've got your eyes on where you want to be. And Dan's a little bit in front of you. He's got employment, hasn't he? And you've just started our leadership course, in which everybody who goes on that leadership program, we've made a commitment to that you will go on a bank of staff. So we will guarantee, once we get you through that leadership program, any jobs that come up, any work, you'll go on a bank of staff. Because I think that's the type of thing we can do for each other. And who knows where you'll be in like 6-12 months time, Brad.
Yeah, it's amazing, and these are the gifts of recovery. It truly is. And I appreciate it. It inspires me that little bit more, Peter.
Yeah,
it really does.
There's a lot of, I love, hi Blackpool in the house. I'm just sorry, I just get caught up. I'm still in Blackpool, mate. Johnny Mack's in the house as well. It really is, what I've seen anyway, is the camaraderie in Blackpool. It might be a unitary, but it's got unity, and you can have that for free.
Okay.
Can I just say as well, Brad, obviously I'm part of that leadership course, when you just let you know you're smashing it, so well done, pal.
Thank you, Glenn. Nice one, pal.
And you're still on it, aren't you? Even though you're doing all other stuff, you're still accessing that leadership course through technology.
Myself?
Yeah.
So and I've made a commitment, Anna. So I do my step work, on a daily basis. I connect with people who's in the fellowship and work in the program. And that's what I do on a Friday morning as well. And I've started connecting with a church on the street in Burnley as well. So
yes, Brad, yes.
Okay.
Just really quickly, because I know we're pushed for time, but I just wanted to say to David Simpson to get involved with the forums, the user forums. There's 2 a week online. Lorna, if you can just put the days and the times of the user forum on this thread, and then David, if you can pick it up, because he's St. Anne's. Brilliant, Lorna.
So, I mean, I was, because Lorna's getting a lot of love, and there's so many people like Lorna who are behind the scenes, but who are just like dynamos, you know.
Couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, they're real giants, aren't they?
And two in the room now. We've got our Glenn and Lindsay, you know.
And Bev and Daniel, you know, and Brad coming through. Yeah. So, speaking of brick funds, we wanted to find out a little bit more about SCEM I Love You, because, you know, anytime I used to, not anymore, I used to have a conversation with people about SCEM, they would always want to tell me about this guy who designed it, who it didn't have any great transport links and there's no pavements, and I just thought, well, what about all the brilliant people that live in SCEM? What about the fantastic camaraderie, the community spirit, the you know, the real community spirit? I mean, where streets have parties and everyone knows everyone. So when I heard about SCEM I Loved You, I just was right onto the internet to do a little bit more. And then I started to find out about some of the stories of the people. And that was it. I was riveted, Ian. I was right in there. So tell us a little bit more about it, will you?
Well, like I started this project about a year ago, I think, last summer. I'm a filmmaker from SCEM. I've always kind of like my parents are social entrepreneurs in SCEM, so they like kind of run businesses and work with the community. So I've always like been involved in that, you know, side of SCEM anyway. And SCEM has kind of got some incredible social enterprises. So I started off just working with them to start off with. There's the Junk Food Project, which is run by the Birchwood Centre. They kind of do, well, before the lockdown, they were doing like, you know, a kind of pop-up junk food cafe where you could come and be fed, pay what you were able to contribute and take home some shopping. So I kind of was working with those guys. We were also working with a group called Divine Days, who work with people with learning and physical disabilities, and they're a dance group. And so we started off doing loads of like amazing projects, working with a football team called the SCEM Men Aces. They're like a football team consisting of people with learning and physical disabilities, really amazing people who run that. And so I started off with this huge kind of ambition to make like a feature film in SCEM about all of these amazing community groups. And then, you know, it was all about how do we get funding, and thankfully we got some funding from Red Rose, which we were going to use to run like stand-up, because one of the people I'm working with, or two of the people I'm working with, are Dan and Emma, who run like a theatre company in SCEM, and Dan is a stand-up comedian. So we were going to like try and work with all young people and get them to, you know, to learn stand-up skills, but as a way of kind of getting them to communicate better, you know, amongst the different areas of SCEM. We were having like a bit of a knife crime problem. And then COVID hit and we had this funding and it was like, God, what are we going to do? So we knew we needed to do something, and what better than to try and reach out to as many people in SCEM as we could. So we thought we'd do like a soap opera, because all the soap operas are like on hold anyway. There's no EastEnders, there's, you know, no one's filming anything. So we just like invited all of SCEM, really, as many people as you know, as we could reach. And they, over these last 4 months, have just been giving us footage. Some of them have been acting. So like, it's been amazing. They've been like taking their real life experiences and channeling that into like little bits of scenes. You know, they're filming everything on the phones. So like, you know, no one else is like producing it other than them, really. And then other people have just been sending in their lives, like documentary style. So over this course of like 4 months, we've got the whole story of lockdown, really, you know, from the kind of the positives, you know, like where everyone was like all excited by it, all embracing the environment and wow, look at all this free time we've got, you know, to serious issues, you know, people catch it, you know, some people lose family members along the way. We touch on Black Lives Matter, and, you know, we've captured pretty much the whole roller coaster of this whole coronavirus experience. So I'm really excited by what we've got, really. It's amazing, yeah.
Am I okay to just share a little bit of that? Because you've sent me a film, haven't you?
What this is the very first episode, the very first bit. So it's a bit fun, really. It all starts off. This is the first two people you're going to see performing are Dan and Emma. So they've helped facilitate. I'm like the editor, and they are like the kind of like the acting kind of coaches, and they've helped kind of facilitate this whole thing. So we've got a, yeah, this is like, as I say, starts off a bit fun, and then we've got episodes and episodes and episodes. I'll tell you a little bit more about how many episodes we've got, but yeah, have a little, please enjoy this. World premiere.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. We're gonna chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. It's all so peaceful on the other side. Oh, Dan, where's my key?
It's just on the side next to you.
We are self-isolating at the moment. I've had to stop working because I've got a leaky heart valve and puts me in the at-risk category.
So I've been off work for a little while, actually almost a year. So I'd only actually been working in the evenings recently. And obviously Dan stopped working during the day now. So we're both in the house all day together, which is...
Testing. What have you ordered now? I thought we weren't ordering anything.
Yeah, I know. This is from ages ago. It's like 5 weeks. I needed the spray B12. My appointment was cancelled.
Well, what else have you ordered? B12 doesn't come in a box that big.
Well, they said if I ordered over £80, I'd get free next day delivery.
Well, that was a lie, wasn't it? Go on then, what have you got then?
Well, B12 spray. I'm sure I ordered 2 of them. Yeah, 2 B12 sprays. Those together are 20 quid. That weren't cheap. I think this is a tenner. Oat milk. Need that. I got a couple of nut roasts. Oh, this is packaged interestingly. Oh, I like that. It's like an inflatable chair. Ah. Organic hummus mix. Gluten free.
We've got hummus in the fridge. So what's for tea then?
Nut roast.
Behave yourself.
Gary, here's your coffee.
Ta, love.
Don't forget the quiz starts 8 o'clock prompt. Are you going to sort the computer out for
I'll
us?
have to come in and start messing about with that Zoom and all that, aren't I?
Okay.
I'm going to have a go on this first.
going to start my lessons next week.
Okay. Go and play us a tune.
You ready?
Yep. What about trying the computer and setting the Zoom up?
Doesn't sound very good though, does it?
Not really. I'm not impressed.
Might be a bit of a dodgy one, this.
Is that where it stops, Ian?
Yes, that's our little world premiere sneak preview. So we get to see Gary try and do his Zoom meeting.
I thought he was going to belt out a tune then.
I think we all did, but no, that's not what we got.
No.
Brilliant.
It's top, innit?
Brilliant. I love, oh, she just was so bang on cue with them parcels.
Totally reminds me of someone.
I don't order buy one, get one free for each good though. It's just leggings and ab mats in this house.
And health foods.
I loved it. It was so real.
Yeah.
So what is the point of it, Ian?
Well, like as I say, it was originally a feature film, and then during COVID, it was like, well, we need to, maybe this is our film. This is, this is the story that presents itself.
Yeah.
So we just started out, as I say, I think we've got about 15 different households, more or less, we've been contributing to us for this, these last 4 months. So, we've really got a solid piece of work that captures it all.
There's
about 15 episodes. So each episode's about 10 to 20 minutes long. So there's about 2 hours worth of entertainment.
I watched an episode where there's a lady who talks about just continuously hearing music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's my nan.
Is that your nan?
Yeah, I think you must have. That's like an old film I did years ago. Yeah, that's she had. It's called musical ear syndrome.
Musical ear syndrome. Yeah.
Ian, do you know Lynn?
Lynn who?
Lynn Sutter.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Lynn from Red Rose Recovery.
I think we probably met. Yeah, maybe at the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to see Lynn and Elaine and the guys over there. I'd love to get involved with that.
Brilliant.
Well,
thanks.
One lesson I've found from this project is, this goes out to everyone who's contributed today. Everyone's got a story. This is what's been kind of humbling for me is like, I've been part of these people's lives. We have like a weekly Zoom meet, much like you guys. So week by week by week, we've gone on this journey together, and every one of them, none of them had the confidence to be film stars, to be documentary makers. But every one of them ended up sharing so many amazing intimate moments with their life. And every one of you, has got quality to share, all your experiences. It's all valuable.
But
so, the filmmaking, all of you. Yeah.
I love that real life stuff. We should do a Red Rose one, shouldn't we? Of all the team in the houses.
Who knows? We've got our very own filmmaker now, haven't we?
Yes, man. Yes.
I'll be honoured, yeah.
Lorna is like saying, Lorna's planted the seed, let's fertilise.
Watch this space. Right, I know RT is screaming our names, isn't it?
It is.
And everyone else will be.
7:15.
I know Lynn always says, come on, Pete, a little less conversation and a little bit more tea. So, Glenn, let's just do the Wheel of Fortune and let's hear who won it last week.
No problem. So it was Julie Cahill last week. The week before it was Danny Boy Thomas. So Danny Boy Thomas's voucher's been sent. He should have either received it today or it'll be getting it in the next few days. And Julie Cahill's is being sent as we speak. So, like I said earlier on in the show, if you don't like and share the video, you don't get entered into the prize giveaway. So this week will be for last week's shares, and next week will be for this week's shares. So you've got up until Saturday to like and share it. It's no good just sharing it. You've got to do both to enter it. Okay, so here goes. This is from last week's people who shared and liked it.
Come on, Glenn.
So all the names are already there, pre-populated.
Where's mine? Am I on there? Oh.
Should be.
Lindsay, you're leaking sideways. We know you want to win this.
Can everyone see that, yeah?
Yeah.
Jack Waring!
Jack, what a great guy to win it,
What
eh?
a great guy to win it. An appropriate timing, even if I do say so myself.
Yeah, brilliant.
And just to say, if anyone's name and they can't see their name on there, I go to the Facebook videos, get all the likes and copy and paste it. So if it's not there, you've not liked and shared it. And I can go back to that too. So just to let you know. I've got evidence.
And he's not afraid to use it.
And I'm not.
Oh, well done, Jack. Jack's actually in Ibiza at the minute, so you can't pick it up this weekend. But I'm sure you'll get it to him, won't you, Glenn?
Yeah, we'll get that to him.
Oh, well, listen, I just want to say it's been an absolute honour. And thank you so much for giving up your time on a Saturday night for 2 hours to give the Hope shout out to the community. Community, I love you. And I'll get your comments in the box. If you've got any ideas moving forward, let us know, because it's nothing about you without you. And on that, I've got a tea to make.
And, you know, if you guys want to set the agenda, you're welcome to do that. Just get involved, put your comments in. If you want to come on and be part of the show, great. You know, the idea is to give it away.
Yeah.
Which was the word for the week, wasn't it? You know, let's start giving it away a bit more. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We love you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye,
See you later.
guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.